Hello everyone, I'm Jesse here at Crux Interfacing Solutions, and today we're going to be showing you our SWRHN 62CW. Now the CW is just like the CV, except it does not retain any lane watch cameras. So if your vehicle doesn't have the lane watch camera, we still make the solution for you. Our 62CW will retain your rear view camera, your steering wheel controls, amplified and non-amplified systems, as well as give you all your navigation outputs. Now what comes in the box of the 62CW is your interface, your main harness, your antenna, your USB adapter, and your steering wheel control plug. Now, this interface will work for non-amplified and amplified vehicles. If your vehicle is amplified, you're going to want to plug these 4 RCAs into the RCA outputs of your aftermarket head unit. If it is non-amplified, you're going to want to cut these off and connect them directly to your high-level outputs of the aftermarket radio. Now, if you notice that your phone buttons aren't working for the steering wheel control, you're gonna need to plug this in above your glove box. You're gonna find your factory Bluetooth module. You're gonna unplug the 32-pin connector on the Bluetooth module, and this will plug directly into that. Now, let's go to the vehicle and show you how this all works. We are going to be doing an install on a 2013 Honda Civic LX using our SWRHN 62CV or the SWRHN 62CW. So first I'm going to show you guys how to remove the radio. I like to use a panel popper to remove this bottom dash piece. Also, you're going to want to move the shifter because it won't give you enough clearance to take this off. So with that to the side. Okay, so after removing the bottom panel, we are going to open up this little pocket. There's going to be 2 Phillips head screws. They're underneath here. They're tucked away, so you're going to have to kind of look under there. You can kind of feel them. I already removed them, but I used my drill. Once those are out, you're going to pop this whole little pocket out. That'll pop out. Then after that, you're going to have 2 Phillips screws right here on the face of the radio, the factory radio. They're right there and there. I already removed those as well. And then you're gonna have to either look under here or you can kind of feel them. There's gonna be 2 8mm 5/16 screws right here, or Phillips, depending on what you're gonna do. I was able to use Phillips because this radio had been out before, but if it's the first time removing your radio in your car, you're gonna need a ratchet and a socket. Once those are removed, you're just gonna pop the radio out. Could kind of have to lift up to get the bottom brackets out. And there's your radio removal. So after removal of the Honda Civic radio, this is what you have. This is the dash kit. Now we're gonna go over on how to remove the parts needed from here to put onto here, so that way you can keep all those features in your vehicle. So in this Honda Civic, we're going to be installing a Sony XAV AX5000. First, we'd want to start by putting on the brackets that came with the dash kit, which I've already done one. So I'll show you guys how to do this side. It's pretty simple. First, we're going to start by putting the side screws in for the bracket. One, and then that's 2. Same thing on the other side. You would want to put in both screws on the brackets just to make sure that they're going to be lined up right. You can kind of leave them loose if you're not sure of where it's going to fit into, but I kind of already know, so I'm just going to leave them like that. Now after you've got that done, you're going to want to get your dash bezel for the aftermarket radio. You're going to want to stick it in place. There we go. There's that, that, and that. Then you're going to screw in the actual bezel. And then at the end, it should look something like this when you're done putting in the radio. All right, so we have a Sony aftermarket radio. Connections are really basic. You're gonna wanna plug in your aftermarket radio harness to the radio, your rear view camera into the rear camera input, and then your antenna goes in there, as well as your subwoofer output if your vehicle is amplified. So that would go to the sub out and then plug directly into your vehicle. All right, so now we'll be reinstalling the SWRHN 62CW into the Honda Civic 2013. First, you're gonna wanna start by putting in the main harness, clicking that in. Then you're gonna have a secondary harness. Not all vehicles will have this third harness, so if it doesn't have it, don't worry about it. You'll be fine. Next is the antenna. You wanna plug the antenna into the radio. Now, if you notice that your phone buttons aren't working for the steering wheel control, you're gonna need to plug this in above your glove box. You're gonna find your factory Bluetooth module. You're gonna unplug the 32-pin connector on the Bluetooth module, and this will plug directly into that. Some instances with the SWRHN 62CW, you're gonna have to tag the green and white wire on our harness and run it behind the glove box to the second pin, the light blue wire, and that's going to give you your steering wheel control phone buttons. Now we're going to put our wires into the dash as best as we can so that they're out of the way. There is that all plugged in. There's your radio. Now here's our steering wheel controls. That's the source button. That's volume up. That's volume up. Volume down, and then the track up and down right here, which are functioning how they should be. And that is it. And there you have it, everyone. The SWRHN 62CW is going to be your solution for vehicles without lane watch camera. I'm Jesse here at Crux Interfacing Solutions, and thank you for watching.